All right, this is week 9, day 1 of my training in the gym and nutritional thing right here as we continue to move forward. Definitely spring is here, and I could tell because last night I could feel the pollen in my eyes. But thanks to my cardio conditioning, I haven't really felt too much issues in my breathing, though I am watching out for that because I do have allergies. I wonder what life is like to not have allergies. It's like a magical thing. I've never known that. It must be an amazing thing. It must be like, spring. You breathe in the air and the pollen has no effect on you. But today also marks the day of my dad passing. And, you know, you want to like do something big or something like that. But my parents, and it's more in my head than in my parents' head, but my parents never really stressed over it not being something big or, just getting together and having a nice meal was enough. I remember back when my dad was alive and I would go home and we would go out somewhere to eat. Now, we didn't have much conversation at the dinner table. That wasn't one of our main things we did, though I would have liked that, but we still were able to spend time with each other, and I understood the importance of that, so I'm glad I had that. And this was the time, so about a week after, it must have been that Sunday, I had to leave and come back here so I can get back to work because I'm a contractor. You don't really get paid time off, and they were willing to pay me for a week while I was out for a week to help with my family and things like that. And there's still some loose ends we gotta tie up. But, for the most part, when I got back, I picked up my running. Now, I think I was running before, but I think that's when I got sick, and I think that's when COVID was hitting, like back in March of last year, but I think I caught it before then. But but when I got back, I definitely started running as a means to try and do something positive, and really I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk. All my friends knew about what was going on with me, and everybody said their prayers and they said they're sorry. And the noise, just the madness of it all was calming down. And what did I do? I went to the lake and started jogging. Now, I think I still got the workouts on this phone right here from when I first started doing my 5K or continued doing my 5K. And the good thing was that since I was doing it before and stopped, I wasn't starting from absolute zero, absolute scratch. And that really helped me out and helped me get things going when I was doing this 5K training. So that was a good thing. That was a good thing. So I appreciate that. And it helped, and it was hard. I just wanted to do something positive for my dad, and there wasn't really much to do. There wasn't a lot of money. There wasn't a lot of anything to do. So what I did was I just decided to start running, and that's what I did. And I figured my dad would appreciate that since my dad used to run track back in his time. Now, I wasn't a track star. I wasn't really that athletic. I played football, but it's interesting. Like, I played football, but I wasn't really in shape. Like, I was in shape enough, but not so in shape that I'm running 3 miles like how I do. I remember back playing football, just running around 4 times around a lap was a big challenge for me. To do it 12 times, that's a big jump. And it was at least, I just wanted to do something. I didn't want to just sit home and be sad, because whether you're at home or you're at work, you're still gonna feel things. So I just did the best I could do that within my means. It's easy to go buy a nice dinner or buy a nice vacation, even if the money's there. But when you're trying to be frugal and financially responsible for yourself, you did what you could. And I thought at that time, what would I do if I look back at that time? How would I feel? Would I appreciate just sitting there, which would have been understandable, doing nothing? And I didn't do a lot. I mean, I didn't make music. I didn't do a lot. But it would have been understandable. It definitely would have been understandable. So, but I was like, I just wanted to do something positive with Dad, and I felt like he was there running with me and there in spirit, and appreciated it, and appreciated that love and all of that, because he was aware of my weight loss journey beforehand. And actually, I bought him a food scale because I was sharing with him the things I learned on my own about weight loss, because I've been struggling to lose weight for a long time. I never liked being overweight, even though obesity runs in my family, especially on my dad's side. There's a lot, yeah, it's a lot of it. And my dad could see that I was losing weight. He was very happy and proud of me. He's like, he's like, you know what you're doing, and he was proud. So that was a big help. And even he saw me sometimes not eat the way I used to eat, because I'm trying to figure this thing out. Losing weight is hard. So I can remember one time I was eating breakfast with them. It must have been, it probably was down there or up there. And it was a perfect opportunity to have Mama's Pancakes breakfast, which is up like easily 2,000 calories, easily. And when I get Mama's Pancakes breakfast, I don't play around. I get the whole pancakes. I'm 2 or 3 bottles deep in syrup, scrambled eggs, milk, all that. I go all in, and I really enjoy it. But I'm like, oh, and I'm all done. But it tastes so amazing. And then I remember one time we did breakfast and I didn't get that. I got some egg whites and some turkey sausage. It was like a real, they were throwing down. And I was like really trying to do something different with this weight, because this weight is taking us out. And, to my knowledge, he was having heart issues and diabetic issues. And he was talking to me about that a lot. Like, I got recordings of him talking to me about diabetes and how it affects him, and to look out for it, to look out for that, and he didn't, and I know he didn't want me to go through that. I know he didn't want me to go through that. And he was talking about the struggles with it. And I remember when I was telling him about calories on my food scale, he told me that's what his doctor was telling me, and, I really, wished he could have implemented that more. And it's a tough pill to swallow, because I remember buying him and giving him a food scale to help him with his nutrition, to help combat obesity and to help combat diabetes. Because I was like, all right, well, if he gets it, and if I, that means that one day I can't just rely on my youth. And if I keep going the way I'm going to also get diabetes, and then I'm going to have some heart issues and things like that. And so what I'm doing is taking a conscious step in the other direction, and almost a tribute to him, to show him that I took his health seriously and I take my own health seriously. Like, it'd be like just absolutely a shame for me to not, it would be a shame for me to not do something about my health, listening to what he said, and not do anything about it. Like, it would be a shame for me to not do that. And same thing with my grandfather. I was looking at that, trying to make sure everything's in my wallet. Obesity just ran deep in our family, and I don't even think that's genetic. I think that's just lifestyle. But he would talk to me frequently about diabetes, about the medicines, about the issues that will cause him to pass out and things like that. And it will break my heart, because I'm like, how do I fix this? How do I do something about it? And so that ties into like one of the reasons why I'm doing this, why I'm working hard. And it makes me forget, like, with the whole thing with just life in general, and this being my last year here, at this location, he was one of the reasons why I continue on this journey and taking it more serious, because of what I know, what he spoke of. And it doesn't mean that I got to be like a bodybuilder or Mr. Olympia. But what it does mean is that if I'm in a position to make better choices to turn the plate down, to pass on the Pepsi, because we grew up on that. We loved it. We had a great time with that. I had great memories with that, especially growing up. Even into adulthood, it was a nice escape. But that Pepsi is taking us out. That pizza is ultimately, and I can't hold it just to that, but I just know that's the main ingredient. But just all of that boils down to me being one of the reasons why I'm on this journey, is because of what I learned from my dad and what I've learned of myself and the importance of that. And I think I can't think of a better tribute for him is to continue to try and do things to be healthy, and to do things different, to be better and be smarter and be more aware and sensitive to this, especially for African American men. Like, it's for real. And that's one of the main reasons I'm doing it, is like to just show him that we are capable of being healthy, that we not only are we able to work hard and take care of our own, but that we are capable of educating ourselves and being healthy, and not being another statistic in African American men as far as health, obesity, and diabetes. Like, that's like the unspoken thing. That's like, nobody talks about that. Like, I see a lot of women getting healthy and all that stuff, especially black women. Y'all do that. I get that. But for us men, it's sort of accepted. We just kind of accept it the way it is. And I'm not going to accept it the way it is. That's why I'm standing in the gap, going to the gym. So much so that even though I don't know exactly everything I'm doing, I'm still going up in there. I am still pushing the weight and tracking my food. I'm doing this meal prep. And sometimes I don't feel like it. And sometimes I don't feel like going to the gym. But I just want to stand in the gap as best as I can to not add to that circumstance. And I don't even know what to even blame it on. But as far as our health being the way it is, but I'm doing something about it. And I'd rather do something about it than nothing at all. And that's what it is. So I got to get going because I got to eat and all that. So I will talk to you later. I got to go. I got to get stuff going.